Am I in the right place? It's always an amazing surprise when you discover a brand new secret in one of your favourite games, and well, these three, they're hiding a ton. But I hear you, these are old games. Well, allow me to show you a magic trick. Whoa! A true magician never reveals his secrets. There are pillows under me. I'm John from Nintendo Life, and here are 35 secrets and exploits in Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Anyway, let's go! Blasting through with Sonic speed. Okay, let's start off with something a lot of you may not know. I'm sure we all know about the long jump. You press ZL, you press A, you go Yahoo! But did you know about this move? Instead of pressing A, press B, and you'll do this move instead. So that's cool, but what does it do? Well, using this kicking long jump, you can bounce on lava. It's pretty situational and only works on the first bounce, but still, this is a really cool hidden move. And how about the secret teleport in Bob-Omb Battlefield? I mean, yeah, there is this one on the spiral up to King Bob-Omb, but that's not the one we're talking about. As soon as you start the level, make your way up the bridge and turn right. If you stop in this flower bed, you'll teleport to the other side of the level. And while we're here, let's showcase another secret. Down where the red coin star spawns, there are these 4 pillars circling the star. You can stomp them down, but wait a sec. If you continuously circle around them, a bunch of coins will spawn. But this only works while they're still up. If you pound them down, it's not Coin Town. Alright, let's get cute. Getting the baby penguin down to its mum can be a hassle, especially with the loud crying noise. Nintendo, why do you do this? But instead of picking up the penguin, you can bond with it. Watch what happens when we dive near the baby penguin. Yes, it copies you! That's adorable. Bye. Sticking to Cool Mountain, I'm sure a lot of you know during the sliding portion there's an invisible wall right here by the trail of coins. Taking this makes the course a lot easier, but if you do this during the penguin race, the giant penguin has a few things to say about that. You cheated. Not just the game, but yourself. So to get the cage star in Whomp's fortress, you're supposed to ride with the owl, find the exact point to drop off, and fall into the star cage. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, what we can do is take the cannon, position it around here, and boom. That's one way. Another way is to do this. On the very first star, make your way to the very top of the tower, and as you battle the Whomp, make your way over here, positioned near the cage star. If you walk very slowly off the edge, you'll start hanging, but the Whomp won't stop whomping. He gradually gets closer to the edge each time, so wait until he's done around 3 of these, and then climb up, do a triple jump off him, and you'll be in the cage. And while we're here, there's a 1-up just around here. Yeah, he's sneaky. You also may not have known that just by the metal cap, there's a teleport right here, just in this corner. This skips a pretty significant amount of the stage, but personally, I like to do this. Alright, one more thing in this level. When a Whomp collapses, there's actually a way to clip through them. If you jump and ground pound just as they collapse, you'll go right through them and very likely hit their weak point in the process. This comes in really handy. When I was a kid, Mario 64 taught me to punch butterflies because doing so has a chance of spawning a 1-up. However, sometimes the butterflies fight back and they become butter fights. There's a chance that instead of being a 1-up, there'll be a bomb, so run. Another life lesson, jumping off a cliff really hurts, unless you do a ground pound. That's right, the ground pound resets all momentum, so basically, we're gonna live forever. Being on fire isn't usually a good thing, but in Mario 64 you can use this to your advantage. Slopes that you usually can't climb can be overcome by simply being incinerated. Also, small thing I found really cool, when fire touches water, it disappears. I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but this is on N64, that's so cool. Is TikTok clock a bit tough for you? Well, you can cater it to your needs. The time you jump in at affects the speed of the entire course. If you jump in right on the hour, everything will be frozen, whereas if you jump in towards the end, oh no. And Wet Dry World has a similar mechanic. The height you jump in the portrait affects the water level. So if you jump in at the bottom, it's shallow season. Jumping at the top, it's wetter than water. Did you know that jumping into any pool of water, regardless if there's fish in there or not, there's a 1 in 256 chance of a fish splashing out with you? I was jumping for a very long time. I mean, let's speed this up. So many jumps, but stop right there. That's a fishy. And yeah, it literally works anywhere. This is the basement of the castle, there are no fish around, but how do you explain this? Peach's castle has a problem. So one thing I've always been terrible at is throwing Bowser at full speed. I just can't match this rhythm. However, this is the Shindo version, meaning it has rumble. And every time Bowser is in front of that spike, the controller is sort of pulsing. So if I look away from the screen and just try and match the rhythm of the rumble, I should throw him right in front of me. Let's give this a go. Bye-bye. Nearly. Works most of the time. Alrighty, on to the glitchiest game, being Mario Sunshine. So there's some really fun stuff in here. And let's start off with the rocket storage glitch. So the way you do this is first, you need the rocket nozzle. And once you've got one, don't use it. Instead, we're going to use the default spray nozzle and hold ZL to strafe around. While strafing, keep holding ZL but switch to the rocket nozzle. Now you can strafe while in rocket mode. Now what we want to do is charge the meter until it's just on top of FLUDD but not quite at the top of the circle. Once it's at that point, let go of ZL but keep holding ZR. You should fire a blast but stay exactly where you are. That blast is actually being stored. If you go back to strafing and walk off an edge, all of a sudden you'll blast into the sky. But that's not the fun part. The fun part is multiplying it. If you keep on storing rockets, you can go insanely high into the sky. This can get you early shines and just break a ton of levels, but more than anything, it's a lot of fun. One thing that's bothered me for the longest time is the pipes in Delfino Plaza show this area right over here, but there's no way to get to it. How do you get over there? Well, it turns out there's a cover right here buried in the sand. It's very hard to see. Sometimes you might just catch it when walking on top of it or squirting water around, but otherwise this thing is invisible. And in here are a bunch of coins and a 1-up. Very helpful. Now we were using the rocket nozzle earlier, but it's time to ditch that thing, because before getting the rocket nozzle, you actually get a Yoshi in Delfino Plaza. Now what we're going to do with him is get the rocket shine without the rocket. All we have to do is jump on top of this building right here, get as high as you can and then do a spin jump by rotating the analog stick around and pressing B. Keep holding B so Yoshi does a flutter jump, and then at the very height of that jump, press X to jump off, and you should just about reach the shine. And guys, I don't say it enough, but Yoshi is our best friend. One of the worst levels in the game has this horrible journey to get to it where you slowly ride on these boats, and if you touch the water you lose Yoshi and have to do the entire thing again. But what if I told you you can cut off the majority of the journey? Right by the Pianta statue, there's a cover leading to a pipe right here. Go down there while riding Yoshi, but what we're going to do is jump out again while rotating the analog stick around. This is going to give us some crazy height, and by using this we can travel across the ocean, do a flutter jump, and we can land on this pillar right here, right at the very end of the journey. All you've got to do now is jump on the final boat and make your way over. And now we're here, let's make one of the worst levels in the game tolerable. So this level sucks. Basically what you do is push the lily pad around and collect red coins on the journey. But as soon as you stand on the lily pad, it begins to sink. So you've got to be really fast and really precise, and it's just a headache. And again, if you die, you go all the way back to Delfino Plaza. It's a bad journey, a bad level. I hate it. Get out of it. Thankfully, there's a way around this. You can ignore all the coins apart from the final two just up here because they require some jumps. But once you've made it to the end, what I want you to do is jump off the edge. It turns out the water has no hitbox above the top layer, so you can just jump off the edge, hover in the middle, and make your way underwater. Now you do have to be careful as jumping too high will make you hit the top layer and kill you, but just doing little hops will get you the red coins. So this makes a level that's usually really stressful and long and hard very easy. But now we have all the coins, how do we escape? Well, it's very simple. Just grab an edge. That somehow bypasses the barrier. Now back to our main boy Yoshi. He has an appetite and it seems he can eat butterflies, though this time they're not bombs. It depends on the color of the butterfly, but they can give you yellow coins, blue coins, and 1-ups. perhaps a bit of a callback to Mario 64. Likewise, birds can also be interacted with. If you spray them with water or juice, a blue bird can drop a blue coin, a gold bird can drop a shine sprite, a red bird can drop a red coin, and the green birds in Delfino Plaza can drop gold coins. Rico Harbor has a cute Easter egg. Throughout most of the missions, there's this one Pianta circling around in a duck ring in the water. But it seems by mission 8, he started a trend. There are now 3 Piantas circling around in the ocean, and if you talk to each one of them, which isn't easy by the way because you have to be on low land, this doesn't count, you will get a 1-up. Kind of anticlimactic. Now, who's ready for early levels? Pianta Village is one of the very last places you go in Mario Sunshine, but you can access it at the very start of the game. First, make your way to the top of the island near Corona Mountain, do a backflip and wall jump off the Shine Tower and then hover your way inside. And when here, do a triple jump and hover and you should just about grab onto the edge and make your way into Pianta Village. But let's get more intense. At the very start of the game, and only at the very start of the game, you can do this glitch right here. Once Shadow Mario grabs Peach at the very start of the game before the Pianta statue appears, there's a chance to get to Sirena Beach early. What you want to do is run all the way over here, do a backflip at this blue tile, and as you start to descend from your jump, start to hover, and you should clip through the building. Don't go too far, but try to stay around the window area. Once you're positioned correctly, as soon as the hover ends, do a ground pound, and you should just about latch on and start standing clipped in the wall. Once you're inside, it's very easy, just jump off and hover into the level's load zone. So Sirena Beach can be your very first area in the game. And while we're here, did you notice Sirena Beach is a Gamecube controller? It's most noticeable with these building structures right here which look very similar to the face buttons, but this building also represents the analog stick with its slightly jagged edges. Okay, on to the final and best game, Mario Galaxy. Now Galaxy's not too glitchy, but there's still a ton of exploits, so let's go. It seems not many people know this, but Galaxy has a homing butt stomp. If you shake and then immediately ground pound, Mario will do a super stomp where he homes into anything nearby. This is super handy, and I'm not sure the game even tells you about this. Another thing you're not told about is the boost during the Shadow Mario races. Now, this is kinda similar to Mario Kart. During the countdown, press ZL as the countdown reaches 2, and just before it says go, press the A button and you'll get a giant speed boost. Make sure you press A or B just before go, otherwise you'll do a backflip, and that's not what you want. Now here's a cool exploit. So slopes are the worst, right? You try walking up them and you just can't. This is a game about defying gravity, and yet we're stuck to gravity's rules. However, you can force your way up any slope. What you've got to do is first face away from the slope and jump into it and spin. You should be in a position where you're sliding face down. Now if you try to spin again, there's a high chance it won't work, but you can get past that. The way to bypass this is to jump, and as you land, move the analog stick with the slope. Doing this should replenish your spins. You can jump again, do another spin and get up higher, and rinse and repeat. So jump, spin, go with the slope, jump, spin, go with the slope, jump, spin, go with the slope, and we're at the top after a lot of trial and error. Speaking of the spin, it's absolutely broken in Mario Galaxy, and you can often use it to bypass crucial areas. Like here, you can't reach the launch star, and what you're supposed to do is talk to the Luma, but what you can do is do a triple jump, do a spin, and you're there. You can also use it to bypass planetoids altogether. Sometimes the spin brings you so high that you go off into another gravitational pull. And here's a great showcase for it. So Megaleg is one of the very first bosses you fight in Mario Galaxy. So let's see it in a new light. Or no light. Instead of breaking over the launch star cage, let's triple jump off it and spin at the very top. This will suck you into the gravitational pull of the boss arena, but you won't land in the right spot to activate it. This is actually kinda spooky. Everything's just so still, even the gears aren't moving. There's no way to get the Grand Star, so you can't really do a whole lot, but if you want to, you can go back to the bottom and stand right here, which activates the whole fight properly. Now this isn't really a glitch, an exploit, or a secret, but you can kill Toad in Mario Galaxy. In Space Junk Galaxy, you're supposed to aim for the other tree to launch Toad into, but you can just launch him off into the center of space. In Boy Base Galaxy, there's a planet that looks remarkably like a Poké Ball, and the reference gets even deeper when it opens up and reveals 2 different color tones, much like a Poké Ball. The flying ability in Mario Galaxy doesn't have a whole lot of use, but there is something very cool you can do with it. Using this, it's possible to fly up to any galaxies you've unlocked using Hungry Lumas. And finally, in the second ray surfing level, it's possible to get into the water without the ray. So all you have to do is super ground pound off the penguin, and that's going to send you launching off towards the giant sort of shine sprite thing. Do a little spin just at the end to catch yourself, and you should land on the shine sprite. From there, just do a long jump into the water, and you're in the course with no ray. The camera does not like this, as obviously it wasn't built for this, but still, this is just such a cool thing to do. So, there you have it, 35 secrets and exploits in Mario 3D All-Stars. But, are there secrets in your brain that aren't in this video? Let us know by unleashing them in the comments down below. And if you want to stay up to date on all things Nintendo, then click that subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified whenever we upload a video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!